So some stuff has happened, and I'm going to talk about it. And it's probably dumb and stupid and going to be taken in a whole not great way by everybody and clowned on, and that's deserved, really, because I'm not great at talking, and this is kind of, whatever. But I at least want to put something out there for people to, uh, take in the wrong way, because I haven't, said anything or done, faced it or put my, I don't know. I've just run from everything, because that's easier. And that's not very fair because I caused a lot of situations and I know that. And I know this is going to come across as like BPD, like attention seeking person. I'm not trying to launch into a streaming or video career. I hate this. Um, Trust me. Um, it's just it's going to come across that way because of my actions and because of how I kind of am as I give off that vibe. I understand. I'm pretty aware of that. So I have made some bad decisions that I am completely accountable for. I want to emphasize that I deserve everything that's coming to me because whatever, I'll get to that. This is probably just useless and whatever if you're looking for like a big scoop. It's not that, so don't waste your time. I'm going to let you down. Sorry. Not good at this. But I I was dating Mersh for 8 months about. That relationship started in a very non-traditional way, with me having a weird parasocial internet crush on him and asking Nick Rekieta to wingman me because I was not getting his attention. And I don't know, I thought whatever. I was like, hey, Nick, I talked to him briefly about some internet shit because apparently I talk to everybody about internet shit because I have no life and find validation or reassurance from these horrible parts of the internet. Not a great thing. Not a great thing. That's what I have to say on that. But I was like, Nick, I was like, I have a crush on Mersh. Can you wingman me? And even when we started dating, Mersh would always shit on me for that. And he'd be like, because I said I was vetted by Nick Rekieta, and he's like, you literally couldn't have said a worse thing. Like, why would you think that would work? And I was like, I don't know. Also, vetting was a horrible word that will haunt me forever. I just asked Nick to be my wingman, and I worded it very badly when I was mentioning that in the DMs with Merch. Anyway, we dated. There was a lot of internet drama about that because of, the situation with Ralph, which I have no interest in talking about, nor am I trying to start anything about that. Never was. Never. I don't. I'm not. Whatever. That being said, yeah, so me and Mersh started dating. It was great. And despite the internet, being the internet, I mean, it really, like, we had a real relationship. And yeah, relationships are relationships. I don't know. I don't really feel like getting into the dynamics of our relationship, despite everybody wanting to expose everything for some reason. I don't know why. But the internet being the internet, I do seek attention and validation in these circles, and I get kind of caught up in them, and that's a horrible thing. And there is, a sociopathic part of me that maybe does want clout and attention. But that's not like I'm not intentionally not trying to do that. Not seeking out, not trying to move up, in any sense. If I was just after clout, I'm doing a terrible job because I just keep going down the ladder. In regards to like clout, that's not a dig at anybody. Sorry, that sounded mean, but it wasn't. I'm so sorry. Please ignore my cats. Oh my god. Woo. Guys, trying to. Can you guys go? Okay. They're just playing. Sorry. And there's a lot that has been said about me, and I put myself in that position to be talked about. Okay, let me refocus. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Not good at this, so bear with me. So, yes. I was introduced to Kevin and his content by Mersh, and yeah, I thought it was fun and whatever. That being said, I got caught up in the internet and what everyone thought and their perceptions of me and Mersh, and everybody had something to say, and I was usually, I can tune it out, I know what's real and what's not real, but I did let a lot of, sorry, my glasses are too big for my face, I let a lot of that kind of infiltrate into how I felt about things, and, some of my issues were valid, I'm sure. Some of them may have been just caused by how people perceived things, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make it okay. Anyway, I handled everything in the worst way possible, and I acted like a bitch, like a whore bitch, and I get that. And there's already been a lot said about me that would make people think that. I'm not here to prove that wrong. That's not really important, I guess. People's perception of me is not important, and I kind of let that blur my actual perception of myself at times, and I have issues if you couldn't tell. That being said, I don't understand, I started talking to Kevin, for about 2 weeks, and in the last week, it got very serious while I was dating Mersh, which was wrong and gross, and I do feel terrible. At the time, did I ignore that? Yeah. Did I ignore like any guilt and I felt like I didn't have to justify, you know what I mean? Yeah. Am I a bad person? Probably. But I hurt a lot of people in general, and I made the decision to handle it the way it was handled. I don't really want to get into it because everybody has been talking about it already. And yeah, I'm not just gonna rehash it. But I also do want to say that most of the stuff that's being said and the people that are attacking me, what I realized that the people that are going out of their way to talk about me and put all of this stuff out there and attack, are not don't I don't feel like they have, there's no they don't have a justification to. It's the person that really has every right to go after me and humiliate me and, have all of this like spite and rage would be Mersh. And he hasn't. And honestly, like, I don't know what that says about anything. I just feel like that needs, like, there's no reason to attack Mersh. Basically, I guess. And I mean, you can attack Mersh. Everybody, everybody can do whatever. I'm not like white knighting for it. It's not my role. But I also feel like I'm responsible for all of this, and in the grand scheme of things, I caused all of this. I am the bad person in this situation, and I do deserve to be criticized and humiliated, and that is what it is. But I also just don't. I guess I just wanted to say that, really, because I did this, and I'm sorry for anyone that thought that I was better than this, or I'd convinced that I wasn't what they thought, what everybody thought, because maybe I am, and that's hard to deal with. And stop crying. I'm not trying to cry. This isn't a sympathy thing, but I genuinely, like, what I did was gross, and flaunting everything online is gross, and continuing to flaunt everything online is gross. It's not what I want to do. And it's not what I should have done. And I I am very sorry for. Um, and that's kind of just the point I'm making, is that, like, I just felt like I should put myself out there to actually talk about what happened, so that everybody can just interpret this and go off of what I'm saying instead of just what everybody else is saying. You know, I don't know. I have no hope. I don't want to exasperate. I don't know that word. I'm so sorry. Anything. I have no intention of leaking anything or posting anything or embarrassing anyone. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, the internet is the internet, and I understand. I put myself in these situations in which everything is used for content, and I should know that and be okay with that. But I'm not, and it sucks. And I deserve it. I deserve to be laughed at for content and whatever, because I put everything online. I'm not stupid. That being said, my relationship and my interpersonal relationships around that, were real. And I don't know. That's really just my point, is that I fucked up and made adult decisions that have impacted me, and I instead of running away from them, I guess I should just say, yeah, I did that. And obviously there's part of me that likes the attention and likes the clout and whatever. Maybe at my own expense, because, it's not really that wasn't really my goal, and I kind of want it to stop. But that can only be stopped by changing myself. And the situations that I put myself in. And yeah, I guess that's really it. I'm not sure if this was worth saying, but I cared enough, I guess, to, because I don't know. But I'm not sure why it has to be an own on Merge because of me. Like, I don't understand. I hope that people kind of can rationalize this and maybe not try to completely humiliate me for the rest of my life online. That, that's, if that's what you choose to do because it's content and you felt, whatever this is, uh, I put myself in these relationships and situations with people that make content, and, I'm not going to be dramatic about them continuing to make content. I don't understand. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of anger that's just kind of from a place that I'm not understanding towards people that don't deserve it, because at the end of the day, it's me. So that's all, I guess. I'm so sorry if you wanted drama or leaks or posts or wars or whatever. I'm not going to do that, and I don't really want to do that. But you guys can all make fun of how dumb this video is. And yes, I'm sorry, I'm wearing my Black History Month shirt. It's Juneteenth. But yeah, okay. Bye. I'm probably gonna run away from the internet for a while and maybe do some deep reflection on why I do the things that I do and try to fix my life, I guess. Um, yeah, it sucks. I did it to myself. I did forget to say that this has all been kind of a lot. Um, Everybody has something to say, has an opinion, and people are leaking everything from stuff and feel like they are justified in doing so. And sure. Um, Also, my bangs look terrible. Sorry, I cut them impulsively because not been in the best headspace recently. That being said, I did want to just say, because everybody is saying a lot of things, that no, me and Marsha are not back together. I have no interest in continuing down a road of content or being a storyline, actively playing a storyline. I guess it's forever. The internet is forever. So I guess if you want to continue to try to, I don't know, attack and humiliate me, so be it. But if I'm ugly and worthless and everything, then I don't know. I just feel like I hope it stops. And you guys can leave me alone and let me be ugly and pathetic and gross by myself. That's all. Okay. Sorry. This is retarded. Bye.